Good morning. Welcome to Socialization. We are doing a new format starting in January. We're going to do an English and Spanish video, much like today's, around an activity that you can do at your convenience with your child. It'll focus on some type of development for your child. And then we are going to ask that you join us virtually for parent meetings. We still need your input into our program. We value the information that you give us, and we know that you need time with other adults. So joining us virtually, you can have a parent support group or a parent connection group where you talk about different things like co-parenting, biting, whatever you feel like is applicable to you at this time in your parenting stage. We look forward to this new format. We hope that this will be most convenient for you and you still benefit. So today, our socialization topic is cooking. Cooking helps your child develop motor, language, cognitive skills, and throws in a little social emotional in there as well. I'm Nikki Gamer, the Family Engagement Specialist, and I welcome you today to our new experience. Today we're going to talk about motor skills around cooking together. Children begin to develop their skills from birth. As you know, babies don't come out with great motor coordination. They start with their trunk and move out, and they start from the top down in their coordination skills. You know that they gain control over their neck before they're able to get control over those little legs and get walking, right? And midline, they get control over their trunk before that it starts to move out and they have pincher grasp, okay? So we need to give them activities to help them develop these grooves in their brain that allows them muscle memory for coordination. Through cooking or allowing them to experience cooking, they are gaining motor and coordination skills through the repeated actions of dumping, pouring, grabbing, picking up, those type of things. They develop their pincher grasp. They're picking up that Cheerio, that goldfish into their hand. Pincher grasp is their finger and their thumb connection. Also, we're going to talk about language through cooking. When you cook, you're labeling the food that you're putting in the dish. You're labeling the materials you use, the cup, spoon, bowl. You can talk about self-talk. What are you doing? So you can be pioneer woman and you're talking about how you're going to cook. So you're telling your child, I am going to dump 1 cup of these seeds in the bowl. You're going to do parallel talk and say, look, you are using your scissors to cut open the, what is this, hot cocoa mix. Look, you're dumping it in to the cup. You're like a sports commentator telling them all about what they're doing. So you're labeling things that now they're making connection in their brain between the action that they are doing and the word that you're using for what they're doing. Your child's brain is also getting many connections around math skills. When you're talking about how many cups they need of something, is it a little bit or is there a lot of something? You're giving concepts that they're not used to having at this time. You can also, through cooking, show solid to liquid transformation. Let's talk about brownies. You have hard thing, you have that mixture, the brownie mixture, and then when you add water, it becomes liquid. And you can talk about how they take the form of the bowl that it's in. This is also a great opportunity to engage with your child. Kiddos love opportunities to work with their parent. The activity is a great way for you guys to create a strong bond through doing some kind of a shared activity. Cooking also can eliminate food battles on occasion. Let's say your kiddo really doesn't like zucchini, but they are allowed to help grate it or cut it, and then they put it into something that they can bake. They might be more willing to try it because they have an invested interest in it. Now, some of you guys may already do some cooking with your kiddos. And way to go, great job. Think about all the opportunities that you've allowed your child to cook, and what type of things could you do to expand on that? What can you do to make them more interested or allow them to increase? So we're working right now on hand-eye coordination, but your kiddos got that. Now what can we do? Can we work on counting? Can we talk about the science of baking something? This is the perfect opportunity to continue to expand their knowledge. Also, if this isn't something that you've been comfortable with letting them do, think about, is there any time that maybe we can start to build this skill? What are you comfortable with them doing? Creating a snack mix like what we're doing today. So just to kind of summarize what we just visited about, developing motor, language, and cognitive skills is important for your child's development. By allowing your child to cook with you, they're gaining stronger skills and creating a stronger attachment. And they are also apt to maybe try a new food if they assist in making it. So today, you get to do this activity in your own kitchen. You don't have to leave the house. How exciting is that? When you are cooking, we're going to ask that you allow your child to pour and stir as much as possible. If they are able to take and pour something out, we know that this motion, and that probably isn't going to happen with your 2-year-old, right? That they're going to be able to make that motion. Things are going to spill. The seed fell out. We want them to make this motion, so you're going to have a bigger bowl if you have a kiddo with coordination development still, and give them something small that they can hang on to dump. We're also going to let them practice. So they're dumping Cheerios, let's say. And I think most of you will be getting some goldfish. If they're in small packages, let that child, you can use hand over hand, use scissors and try and cut. I understand maybe you don't want to use your kitchen shears, but you can use a child-sized pair of scissors. You're going to talk about how many cups they're using, or how many bags of Cheerios and goldfish they might be adding. Allow yourself to work with counting as you're pouring things in, or how many Cheerios do you have lined up, or how many goldfish are you adding. And if you got a kiddo that's pretty sharp, you can start working on, I've got 2 goldfish I just put in. Now I've got 3 goldfish I just put in. How many goldfish are in there? And let them count how many goldfish. All kinds of activities that you can be doing with this different one experience. Notice your child. Are they responding to the different textures and smells? Are they trying the food as you're trying to mix it up? With babies, let them explore the textures of the materials. Let them feel how crunchy it is. The saliva will hopefully let those Cheerios dissolve, but monitor for choking hazards. As you're getting ready to do this activity with your child, make some predictions. How do you think your child's going to respond to cooking with you? Do you think they're going to enjoy it? What can you do to help them stay engaged? What kind of things are going to keep them interested? What type of things do you think they're going to like to do the most? Do you think that this is the window of opportunity for language? Or do you think that they're really going to want to stir and pour and do that dump and fill type activity? Or do you think they're going to be into sensory, really investigating it, checking out the texture, hammering it, seeing it break up into dust? Do you think that they're going to be interested in the science part of it? Right now, we know that in birth to 5, that's the greatest age of brain development. So the more opportunities we give them, the deeper those grooves are, and the more coordinated they become because they've created that muscle memory. Think of it like a trike, that if you're riding around the grass of your house, going around the house, once or twice. You only do it one day. You got the new trike and you go around a couple times. Really haven't created a path, right? But we do this for 30 days because this is our favorite toy and we want to be riding that trike around. We've created a path. You can now see where you ride that trike around the house repeatedly. That is just like what happens in your brain. During this window of opportunity, your brain says, okay, I'm really interested in language. So some of the other skills that we might have are put aside and we're really focused on talking. And then that window kind of closes and then another window opens and they're really focused on motor skills. They want to do things that require running or climbing or jumping or pouring and dumping and filling and those are the type of activities. During those windows is when we've got to get as much information in and give them as many opportunities as we can, because once that window closes, then they are starting to focus on something else. We know that 2020 has been hectic and many of us have been really struggling. During this time, we still need to allow our children these opportunities to do activities that help create those grooves in their brain. Because after age 5, then those synapses are starting to come away. They're starting to prune, is what they call them. If they're not used, they go away. And then there's not another brain development phase until their teenage years, like what's happening in this birth to 5. So we don't want our kiddo to be delayed because we're so focused on the chaos that 2020 is causing right now that we're not allowing our child this opportunity. So do those type of activities that are going to allow our kiddos to develop these skills. Okay, after we get done cooking, you can do an extension of that activity. Do something really fun, like play patty cake, okay? You can do patty cake, bakers, man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Roll it, pat it, mark it with a C. Put it in the oven for Carlos and me. Yay! The more excited you are, the more engaged your baby will be. Little ones will love this. You will get giggles. Hand over hand, help them do it until they can do it on their own. This is a fun activity that we've all done with our kiddos and they've loved. Okay, so to close this out, let's summarize briefly what we just talked about. Your child is learning to have smoother and more refined motor actions through lots and lots of practice. We are allowing them to assist in stirring and pouring and picking up items to develop those small motor skills, fine motor coordination. By doing activities like cooking together, we're not only taking time out of our busy schedule, doing those routine things that we have to do, but we're also helping our child develop. Yes, sometimes it takes longer to get something done when you have your kiddo involved with you, but it's such a great experience, and these will be the memories that your child fondly remembers as they grow up. As always, with any activity that you do, you have to monitor for safety. Allow your child to cut with a plastic knife when you do some kind of a cutting activity. Allow your child to monitor that they're not using anything that would be a choking hazard or can't reach the stove when it's on so that it's hot, or the top burners. Just like any activity, you just have to monitor for safety, but that doesn't mean that it can't be done together. Thank you for joining us today. We are going to send out this video as well as the activities to support it on Learning Genie, and we wish you happy cooking.